Morning to everyone. So soon we'll start up with a session that is day 2 session at 8 a.m. Let all the attendees get join. So we'll wait for another 2-3 minutes. So just confirm me, am I audible to you all correctly? You can raise your hands. Okay, that's great. Thank you. Thank you for your response. So yes, a very good morning to everyone. So let's start our demo 2 session today. Okay, so let's start with the overview of an operating system. So who all are new today, could you please raise your hands? Who has not attended the day 1 session, but they are attending? Okay, Olive, Olivia. Okay, so you please, I'll just give a small intros of the Logic Labs. Okay, so I'll just share my screen with you all. Okay, I'll just give a small intro and we'll continue with the session. So welcome to Logic Labs Technologies, first of all. And today we are into batch RHCSA, that is Red Hat Certified System Administrator. Okay, so this is the course of System Administration. So my name is Sonika. I'll be your trainer over here to you. I'm working into one of the organization as a Linux system administrator. Okay, and as I'm also a technical writer. Okay, content writer. So Our batch number is 249, which will help us to recognize into which batch we are. Okay. So our class timing will be from morning 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. IST. Okay, as per Indian Standard Timings. The course fees will be 5900. The course duration will be 4 weeks. Okay, from Monday to Friday, weeks, 5 days in a week. Okay, total 4 weeks. It might take the fifth week also if it delays with some of the course content. Okay, so it might extend also, not more than 5 weeks, but up to 5 weeks. If practicals get delayed, if someone has any queries during the practicals, so it takes bit time. Okay, so anything, if you have any query, you can please contact us onto this contact numbers for the Logic Labs Technologies, or also we have provided the email addresses. Okay, so the first 5 sessions will be free to all the attendees, right? As day one was free, today day two is also free to all the attendees. Okay, from the sixth day, means day 6. Okay, the session Zoom meeting will be shared only to the paid registered participants. Okay, those who will be paid to the course, they will get the Zoom meeting link. So there will be no any batch shifting. Okay, the timing will remain the same. Okay, for session updated, you have to join the WhatsApp community group. So whatever updates we get, we'll get into this WhatsApp community group. So I have enabled the chat with everyone. So this is the WhatsApp community group. So you can join these groups. And once you are the paid registered participants, you will get an access of your own dashboard, right? On that, where you will get the recorded videos session, and also the notes that I'm going to provide you after each and every session. Okay, all session recordings and notes will be accessed through the LMS Graphy. Okay, so what all we are going to provide you onto this batch. So you can please get into the YouTube link, into which uh, is day one recording is there, and you can go through it, Olivia. Okay. So these all are the course content that we are going to provide. These all are the PDFs after each and every session, which will be uploaded to you. Okay. So let's start with today's session. That is the overview of an Linux operating system. Anyone has any queries, you can just please ask me. You can just raise your hand. I can unmute you. Olivia, you want to talk something? Or else you can lower your hand. Yes, Olivia, you're allowed to talk.
Good morning. My name is Olivier. Like you said, I say from now I'm good.
That's great. Yes, please.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so what is Linux operating system? So first of all, it is an open source operating system, as I explained you into day one session. Okay, so anyone can recode it and redistribute its source code. Okay, any of the updations, if they want to give into the OS or into the any of the packages, they can recode the OS itself, right? As compared to Windows, you might be knowing that Windows is not an open source. Okay, so it is the paid versions that you have to pay, get you have to pay. But here in Red Hat Linux operating system, once you get registered with the subscription manager, okay, there is no need to pay. It is all free of cost. That is open source. So huge industries which are uh, which are related to these servers and all, they'll be uh, they'll be usually keeping their OSs into the Linux only. Not only which is with the free of cost, but also with its security purpose. Okay, so it is a high-end software that communicates with the hardware and allows the other program to run on it. Okay, the Linux OS was developed by the Linus Torvalds. You might be heard his name, right? So it was developed to improvise the Unix. Now also you will get more updates, updated details about the updated kernel versions. Okay, kernel versions are nothing but it is the interface in between how the hardware and the operating system communicates to each other. Okay, so why Linux operating system is used into high sectors, okay, into high industrial sectors. So first of all, it is an open source operating system. Anyone can run, study, modify, and redistribute the source code. Okay, I have written into very easy language where you will understand into first attempt only. Okay, high stability. So it is very much stable and does not lead to crashes. High stability. Why? Because it is totally based on CLI. So the OS has not more load about the GUI. So CLI makes it more faster and robust. It runs fastly as it is when it is installed at the first. Okay. Compared to Windows or Mac, whenever you see if we have heavy packages or heavy softwares installed on it, sometimes the system takes load or system gets the system's performance low. But here in this case, those kind of issues are not built into the Linux OSs. Okay, so it is said that it is highly stable. Okay, so which keeps our servers running and without any load on it. Okay, next comes the security. It is dependable server that offers high security to the user. Okay, it is a dependable server that offers high security to the users. Using Linux on your system is easy to avoid viruses and malwares. See, in Linux, each and everything is a file. Okay, whenever you get whenever you want to get connected or you want to access any of the file, you have to go through the particular path, then only you can access it. So there is less chances of vulnerability of getting virus attack or even the hackers to get attacked to that particular file, that particular secure file or the directory. The attacker cannot change any changes in the system until the user is logged in as the root user. So the super user in the Linux operating system is root user. How in Windows we have an administrator who is a super user. In this we have the root user. And what is the root user? How what are the roles? What how it makes an importance, that is all explained you into the user and management group. How we move on, we'll be covering each and every points into deeply. Okay, so this is the overview that I'm explaining that why Linux operating system is more important. Okay, next comes easy to operate. Linux is easy to operate and we can install it easily onto variants of Linux have their own software repositories. You can update the system periodically with just few clicks, or you can set automatic updation. How we can get registered to the subscription manage? We have another session for it. Okay, and how we are going to download the packages from these software repositories. How I explained you on the day one session that we have yum and rpm software packages, right? That those all things we are going to cover it. Next comes the hardware compatibility. Linux can use on any hardware. Okay, it has no any compatibility issues, such as like it should have this much RAM, it should have this much hard disk space, right? As it is CLI mode based, it can be installed into the lower hardware configuration also. Okay, does not have any hardware restrictions. It uses efficiently all the system resources. Okay, so next is the open source, which was our first point. The source code is available as it is under free and open source software. Okay, so where all operating systems is used. So first is the NASA centers where the security is at high end. Next comes the healthcare center where the database is mandatory. Next comes the commercial uses for running many applications. Okay, whoever are the software developers, they need n number of platforms to test their softwares. Okay, so commercial uses for running the applications. Server OS for web servers. You might be knowing web servers like many of the websites which are running on day-to-day life are all CL or all Linux based. That is the Unix based. The database servers where the data are configured securely. It securely. Next are the file servers, email servers, and any other type of shared servers. Okay, these are the minimum examples that I have mentioned, but multiple platforms are used with the Unix base. Linux is well suited for all types of server applications. So next comes with the financial instrument. Many of the banking sectors, they do uh, use the Unix or the Linux based operating system. So Unix is nothing but it. So Linux is nothing but it is the improvised version of the Linux. All goes hand in hand, as I explained you in day one session. So everything. Once you learn this Red Hat operating system, you will understand all the distributions of Linux, such as CentOS, Debian 11. Okay, why these versions are there? It depends upon their packages. Okay, like many of you might be knowing about the virtualization or the VMs, right? Like onto Windows, we have Oracle virtual machine. You might be knowing. If you don't know, you can search for it. Just it's a basic thing. Okay, likewise in Linux also we can install VMs, and on that we can install with the multiple OSs. Why I'm telling is just once you learn this Linux operating system basics, okay, Red Hat, you will easily operate all the multiple Linux distributions. Only the difference is these software packages that we are going to use the command for the installation purpose. Okay, so as I was explaining that financial, many of the banking sectors for the secure database and also for the security, for being avoiding for the malware attacks, virus attacks, or the hacker attacks. Okay, so how it is secured, we'll be seeing into next upcoming sessions about the SE Linux. Okay, which is our last topic into our session. So next, why you should learn about Linux and what will be your role being a system administrator. So as it is on a high usage in many sectors, system administrators are considered as are like a tech journalist. They handle many different things to keep the organization up and running. A system administrator, or you can say as a sysadmins, are the unsung heroes of the organization. They work in the background to make sure a company's IT infrastructure is always up and running, up and working. Okay, constantly fighting with IT disasters from happening. So this is just a short intro that what will be your role once you are into the system admin. Some of you people will also working, okay, and the one who are newer to the IT sectors, they can also get the overview. Just so I have kept this point into this. So next, why Linux is more secure. So coming to the point of security compared to other OSs, Linux. with its all distributions, it is very much secure. Okay. Perk of accounts. Linux allows very few users to access the system. Thus, the virus cannot attack the whole system. It may cause only a few files into a system. As I explained, as I mentioned you that in Linux, each and everything is file, and each and everything that is a file is secured with the permissions set onto it, and rather than root user. So whoever a normal user is there, they have a very limitations to access to the entire OS or also the particular file or the directory, due to which the Linux is said that it is more secure. How and what we are going to learn into user and groups management. So next comes the strong community. Linux users first accomplish the files before they open. Okay, first they have to cross to the files. Okay, the file system. Then and then only they can access to the main files. So this is what, so they can save their systems from more vulnerabilities. Next comes firewalls and IP tables. See, from Red Hat, the latest version is like 8.4 and 9.4, okay, of the Red Hat versions. First, before Red Hat 7, the firewall security was said to be as the word IP tables. And after Red Hat 7 version, whatever updated versions are all there, we call them as firewall. Okay, firewall was used by firewall. Don't get confused. The word IP table is a command, and firewall CMD is also the command. So this is the difference in between the versions. Okay, latest version and the prior versions, which commands were used. So firewall are used by the Linux because it checks the security circle of the system. 2FA, it gives you two-factor authentication for the operating system. So there are many different working environments. Linux system has different working environments like Linux Mint, Debian, Arch is there, and many more are there. CentOS is there, AMLA Linux is there. After that, Debian 11 is the latest version. Okay, so many more are there, which these are working into the protected versions, protected from the viruses. So recording in Linux, it maintains the log. So see, each and everything is maintained into log. If suppose we are working onto any of the server, and if something goes down or something is the server is getting low, that kind of errors can also be maintained by these log files. Where why it is important, why it plays an important role, because so whatever errors we get, we can easily troubleshoot it and we can overcome with the issues. So it maintains the log history because later it can be viewed the details of the system files easily. Okay, so if suppose any crashes happen or if some of the commands are not working, so we can check with this log history. So next is the few users. Linux users are very less compared to the other users due to its security. Due to this, security will be more. Many less number of users are there who are interested into the Linux and who are the users of the Linux. So this was all about why Linux is more secure. Next comes with the Linux distros. That is the Linux distributions. So as it is open source, multiple uh, distributions are there. So some of them I have mentioned over here. Linux Mint, Debian, Ubuntu, OpenSUSE, Manjaro. Okay, so you can just go through these intros, or you can also uh, read from here. Okay, there's no much difference. Some differences are related to the software packages only, rather than all the basic commands will be same to all these OSs. So how and where we can install the Linux OS? So there are multiple ways where multiple platforms where we can install. But for to the Windows host, we are going to configure the Oracle, the virtual box like Oracle. Okay, Oracle VM. Next, you can use the cloud platforms. There are three different cloud platforms which are there, like AWS, that is Amazon Web Services. Next is the cloud computing, which the Google is the provider, and next is the Azure cloud computing, that is the Microsoft, who is the provider of Azure, and Amazon for the Amazon Web Services. But as of now, in this, we are going to see about the AWS, that is how to create an Linux EC2 machine through AWS, that is Amazon Web Services. We are going to configure our Linux machine onto the cloud platform. Okay. Third is the online practicing, that is ballard.org. This is the site where you can practice your commands, but it is not much secure because multiple users will be using that command line interface to practice their commands. Okay, for basic commands you can use it, but rather than that, whatever advanced are there, you have to practice onto your Linux VirtualBox or onto the AWS instance. Okay, so the new computer system with the Linux OS, this we are not going to see because wholly we are not going to format the system. So yes, in this way we have covered the overview of the Linux operating system. So anyone has any queries, until you can raise your hands, or either you can keep me into a chat box. I have enabled enabled the chat with you all. Okay, that's great that everyone has understood the overview of an operating system. So let us continue with our second topic, that is OS installation guide. So first step we are going to do is we are going to install the virtual machine onto our host machine. Okay, so whoever are using the Windows host, they can. I'll just show into the practicals. Okay, so what is virtual machine? How it works actually? The virtual machine are made possible through the virtualization technology. If many of you should be good sound enough with the virtual machine, what is it? Okay, even though I'll explain it to you. So the base, that is the hardware, means whatever the host machine we have, we'll be having some physical devices configured, that is the hardware. On that we have the OS, that is our host OS. It might be the Windows or it might be the Mac. Okay, so on that we are going to install this virtual box. Okay, in which we are going to create the VM, and on that we are going to install our OSs. As of now, we are going to install the Linux. Okay, so this is the small intro of the VM. Virtualization uses a software to simulate virtual hardware that allows multiple VMs to run on this single machine. Okay, physical machine is known as the host, while the VMs running are called as the guest operating system. So what are the steps? Let's move on to the practical. So let's go to the browser. Okay, onto here we are going to search for Oracle virtual box. So first only you will see your VirtualBox, that is www.virtualbox.com, Oracle VM box. Here, just a moment, it is getting browsed. Okay. So can you see your VirtualBox 7.0.12 platform packages? So whoever are using Windows host, they're going to click here. Okay. And the one which are using the Mac or many other, so Mac, whoever are using, you please download this version, this platform package. So here see, for Windows it is 106 MB, it is getting downloaded, and we are going to see the further installation. This is normal, how normal uh, softwares you try to install onto your system. Likewise, we are going to install it. The important thing is to create the virtual machine, and the next is to install an operating system onto it. So in this way, we have mine already. I have installed, but I'll show you. So you have to say yes. So it is preparing to install. So whoever are on the system, means you are onto a system, not like that. So just try to search it for now only. Whoever have not installed with the virtual box, so that you can come to know with the steps. So see, as of now, this laptop of mine is the Windows 7, so it is not compatible this version. So you all might be having the latest version. So whoever are having the old version, they can download with the earlier versions of 7. Okay, I have already installed. If you get any errors on that time, you can just get connected to me onto support. I will share you with the steps of it. Okay, here only you will get the different versions of uh, VMs. Sorry, I was on mute. So here you can see the earlier versions of your OSs. Sorry, VirtualBox. Dependable onto your host OS. Okay. So in this way, we have installed our VM onto our host machine. So now next part comes with the creating of the VM, how we are going to create the virtual machine. So when you will open your VM, you will find this type of window. So here you have to come to tools. So from here you're going to click on new. So name, what name you are going to give to your VM? So let me give it as batch 249. And next comes with the location, which is very much important that you have to keep in mind while giving the path to it. See, C drive is not recommended to install your to create your VM. Okay, by default, whatever you install, it will be installed onto the C drive only. But remember that the virtual machine that you're creating will need 20 to 30 GB of space, whatever space we are going to give while creating it. So make sure that your hard disk is free at that time. So as of now, you can see my F drive is free. So 97 GB is used, 180 GB is free. So here onto the F drive, I'm going to create one new folder, that is batch batch 249. Okay, so this folder is where I'm going to install my VM, that I'm going to create my VM. So let's come back to the VM. So see, click onto tools, create a new, give the name for your VM, that is batch 249. And the path. So where we kept our new folder, we kept it into the F drive. And the name to the folder, we have given it as VM batch 249. So select that folder. If you will not create any folder, it will utilize the VM will be created, and whatever backend files will be created wholly into the F drive only. You will get confused after whatever if you want to search with your own files and all. So better you create one folder and give that path where your VM will be created. Okay. So next is the type. So what type of VM we are creating? That is the type of Linux. So next comes which OS you are going to install. So as of now, we are going to install the Red Hat. So Red Hat 64-bit, we have to select and make it as next. So memory, as of now, we are going to keep 1024 MB. It is more than enough, 1 GB RAM, or else you can increase also to 2 GB. Okay, so this is 2 GB. You might be knowing 1024 MB is equal to 1 GB. So next comes create a virtual hard disk now. So keep as it is, create VDI, keep it as it is. Next time dynamically allocated. So next. So here comes the part of file allocation and size. So sorry, I was not well. I was having a bit cough and cold, so I should interrupt you. So next comes with the hard disk drive. Okay. So see, it is now by default, it is taking as 8 GB, right? So, but we want the space of 20 GB. We want to create these VM of 20 GB we can assign over here, and we are going to create it. So can you see here that your new physical machine, how we have a physical machine, likewise virtually we have created our physical machine. You can read your general information over here, like the name, what OS, okay, base memory, boot record. Okay, so the storage, how much we have kept the storage of 20 GB, that is SATA. Okay, so just go through it, whatever hardware configurations it has given to us, and what we have mentioned or what we have customized while creating the virtual machine. So as we know that right now we don't have the OS installed on it, just this is a physical machine which we have created. So what will you do to install the OS on it? So first part we want our ISO image. Okay, ISO image of the operating system, which will help us to install the OS onto the VM. So first of all, you have to come to the browser. And here you are going to search for Red Hat OS ISO. So see, come to this Red Hat Red Hat developer, or also you can directly go to the Red Hat website. Okay, so see, from here also you can log in and and download your ISO file, or else go to the software developer site, Red Hat software developer site. Okay, so here you have to create your login. As of now, I have my own credentials. I can log in over here, right? So when you're creating your account, you can just log in with your Google account. And this is the basic thing, who are all very much knowledgeable and sound enough to how to create an account. Okay, I cannot create a new one because of already I have over here. Okay, so just log into with your Google, and once you log in, automatically the iOS will get downloaded. Okay, the further process, there's no need to make any further process. But hope to remember that whatever login credentials you assign, you just make a note of it onto a notepad and remember it. Okay, because this login details will help us to get registered with a subscription manager onto further sessions which we are going to see. Okay, so the downloading it will be better if we'll download the 8.4 version. So whatever version is available, you just get downloaded. Don't just go on to search with the versions. Whatever available is there onto Red Hat, which is free of cost. There is no any charges. Just download it and be ready with that. Okay. So getting back to our VM. So once your ISO file is downloaded, so we have to come back to our VirtualBox manager. Okay, so once you come here, just select the VM that you have created first. Okay, and then you have to click on start. So see, please select the virtual optical disk file or a physical optical drive containing a disk to start your new virtual machine. Okay, so what it is saying is the OS is not installed onto your physical machine. Physical machine is a virtually which we have created our physical machine. So for that we have to select the path. Okay, but you can also do this yourself if they needed using the devices menu. Okay, so once you download it, here you will find it. So see, what is the path? It is D drive. On 27th of August I have downloaded it already, and it is into the downloads and this ISO file. Automatically it will search for that particular ISO file. If not, you can search it from here. Okay, so let me select this ISO file and start it. So see, so it is the 8.4 version which you will get onto the Red Hat platform. So it takes a bit time. So it takes a bit time uh, to get uh, to come to the installation summary where we are going to make the custom selection to get installed with the OS. So onto PDF also I have mentioned each and every step. If even though if you get any error or get any interruption, you just get connected to the call or to the support. Okay. Until whoever are interested to introduce themselves, which will help us to the entire session to get coordinated to each other. They can just raise your hands and they can give their small intros until parallelly we can do this, as this might take some 5 minutes more. And sorry to say that I was not well today, so my voice is also a bit lower due to cough and cold. Okay, and make sure today only you perform this practical onto your system. Okay, so that from tomorrow I'll also show you how to create an EC2 instance onto our AWS. Okay, so once we have installed with our OS, we are going to start with the basics of the commands. Okay, so which will help you to perform the practicals onto your OS. So until now, do you have any queries? You can just raise your hand and you can ask. Okay, so I would like to parallelly show you how to create an account onto your AWS first. Okay, so let this process get continued by itself. I think it is up to the installation summary. Yes, we are into the installation summary. So here you can see. So welcome to Red Hat Linux Enterprise 8.4. So what language would you like? So this is the basic thing. So we are going to keep it as English US. Okay. So click on continue. So see installation summary. So first of all, we are going to select the installation destination. Okay, from first you will start. The keyboard by default, we have selected it as English US. Okay, the language support will be the normal English United States. The time, okay, we are going to select the time. So who all are out of country, they can select with their time zones. Okay. As I am in India, so I'm going to select it as Kolkata. Okay. So see, it's 8:52. It's correct showing time, 12th of this, that is December 18, 2023. Okay. So say done. Asia, Kolkata. Okay, your time is set. Okay, who all are out of country, they can select as per the time zones. So connect to Red Hat. As of now, we are not going to get registered. We are going to get registered through CLI mode. Okay. Next is the installation source. So next is the installation. As of now, we are not going to make any changes to this. Okay. So next comes the software selection. So now we are going to see not we are going to install our server with GUI, but we are going to install it with the CLI mode only. Okay. So an integrated, easy to manage server. So server, we are going to select server. Additional software, we are not going to select as of now. So the basic we are going to do here. So we are going to done, select done. So next comes the installation destination. Right, we had created one physical this thing drive of 20 GB. So we are going to select it. So after selecting, you will get one tick mark, black tick mark over here. Okay. So you have to make it done. So once saving, see, checking the storage, automatic partition selected. Okay. So next is kdump. As of not, we are not going to make any changes to it. Next comes the network into host, network and host name. So we are going to enable this. Once we enable this, we are connecting the virtual machine and the host machine through the network. Means we are creating a bridge in between that. So whatever internet connection you are using will also be accessed with your VMs. Okay. So make it done. Okay. So these all changes we have made. Next comes the important thing with the root password. So whatever you give the root password, make sure give it easy and rememberable. Okay. So once you will try to log into your OS, it will ask with you with your root credentials. Okay. So as of now, I am giving it as root @123. You also give the same or whatever easy for you to remember, you can give it. So make it done. So here see 2 times you have to press done. So you can read here, press done again to use the password anyway. So done. Okay, I have created the password. User creation. As of now, we are not going to create any user. We are going to log in as the root user itself. So next is to begin installation. So in this way, we have started our installation process. Okay, it might take 20 minutes or even half an hour to get installed with the OS. Okay, so this was all about the overview and installation of your VM, creating of your VM and installing an ISO of the OS onto the VM. Okay, so if you have any queries in this, you can just ask me so that I can share with you. And we'll be winding up our session today. It's already 8:57 at 9 a.m. Okay, 3 to 4 minutes. We are here more. Keeping into a chat box. Yes, Karthik. Once you, just a moment, done post download Oracle. See, once you download your Oracle box, just install it as a normal software. Okay. After that, you have to come to the host. Just a moment, allow me. I'll just share on the course content, whoever new course registration link. Okay. And the WhatsApp community group is already shared with you all. So this is the WhatsApp community group where you will get all the updated information like timings, okay, or the YouTube links of day 1, day 2 sessions. This all will be shared onto the WhatsApp community group. Okay, so it will be better if you'll join it. So coming back to Karthik's query, see, once you download your virtual box, you will see this shortcut link. You have to click on this. So it's already open over here. So okay, so you have to come here, you have to go to tools, okay, and you have to create a new. So you can create a new virtual machine physically over here, okay. Yes, I'll share. Okay, so in this way you have to give the name, batch name over here, okay, whatever VM name you want to keep. Then select, see, Karthik, can you please go through the recorded session? Because it will be lengthy to explain you. I'm ready to explain you, but it will be lengthy. But the timing is already 9 a.m. Okay, the session will automatically get disconnected because the timings are scheduled. Okay, so it will be better if you will attend the day 2 recording. I'm sorry with that because the time is up. If even if you don't understand tomorrow, for sure I will explain it to you again. Okay, Karthik. Yes. So thank you for you. Sunil, I'll just share the link to you. So it's very easy. If you go to the browser, you will come to first Oracle only. So tomorrow, make sure get attended at 8 a.m. We are going to start up with a session at 8 a.m. Okay. So it will be day 3 session for us tomorrow. Okay, this is the link, Sunil, that I have shared to everyone. Okay. iOS link. Sorry. iOS link, there is no such link. Okay. Just on the browser, search for um, Red Hat, Red Hat iOS download. You will come to the Red Hat developer site. Just create your account and log in it. Automatical download will start over there. Okay. It is very easy. Try it. It will be successful at your end. Okay. So I'm sorry. I'm winding up with the session. Whatever queries are there, we'll continue with tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much to everyone. Have a nice day. Bye bye.